of the movie Sound of Freedom. And since that movie has come out, many people have become aware all over the world about human trafficking. But today, because a lot of people just don't know what to do, it seems like it's such a huge issue that one person can't help, but together we can. And so today we have the founder of Life Recaptured. Her name is Brandy Crisafulli, and she is here to not only tell us what this human trafficking is all about, but how they are helping these women restore their lives so that they can they can live the life that they want to live. And since it is our sole purpose in life, oh, and before I tell you all about this, and before we talk about our sole purpose in life, I want to introduce myself. My name is Lillian McDermott, and I am the host of the Lillian McDermott radio show, Classroom. And if this is the first time, just know, if you're tuning in for the first time, please know I've been waiting for you. This is a safe place where you can go to when you need a friend. It is my commitment to provide natural ways to heal, and it is my mission to make awareness, responsibility, and truth a part of our life. And I hope that you, my listening and viewing friend, will feel empowered to embrace a new truth and live the life of your dream. And as I said, I'm so grateful that Brandy is here today because we need to discover what it is we can do to help them as well, or maybe volunteer, or what can we do individually so that collectively we put an end of this horrible slavery called human trafficking. And since it's our sole purpose in life to give and receive love and knowledge, I am grateful that Brandy Crisafulli is here to do just that. Welcome to the classroom. Welcome back.
Hi, Lily.
I'm so glad that you're with us today. It took a while to get you back, but I'm finally glad that you are here. So share a little bit about your background for people who are new to the classroom and what led you to this passion that you have.
Well, one reason is because I grew up in a home where there was abuse from a father who had many different personalities. And I think I shared this before, that we lived in a home where my mother was a very wonderful woman. I consider her a warrior. But my father was very ill, in and out of the hospital. And so we went through a lot of domestic abuse because he was always getting angry with the different personalities and tearing up our home or either hurting my mom. But the good thing about that, during that time, my mom would teach us how to be an overcomer, because when she was growing up, divorce was not even thought of. So she thought she was doing a good thing to stay with my father and try to make it work. But at some point, we were advised to be put into protective custody, where we went, and my life became very different. My father found us at one point, but we were involved with a church who actually looked after us. They had walkie-talkies, and he had come back again after 2 years and was bringing all of his anger, and we didn't believe that we would be able to live at that point. But because of the people who helped us, and I love that part, there's always someone that can help us. And so they were able to have him picked up. He was put back in the hospital. My father did not live long after that. But the freedom that we had and the teaching that we had, because my mom said, I know you've been through a hard time, but always reach out to others. Always try to heal by going to someone else that's going through something. And you know what, Lily, I'm so glad for that upbringing, because if we didn't have it, we have 6 children in my mom's family, and all of us have been able to move forward and to be able to be something positive in society. The reason I started human trafficking was because my baby sister was a victim of human trafficking. Now, I told you a little bit about my father, because with him being in and out of the hospital, she was a daddy's girl. She was looking for a father figure. And so sometimes when girls are very insecure and they look for that father figure, they look for them in the wrong places. My sister was trafficked, and she's no longer here. That for me and my family was one of the most horrible things that we've ever heard. Because Lily, we didn't know what human trafficking was. We only saw it in the movies. We thought it was like, go load you up on a truck or put you in a cage, not someone you've known for maybe 17 years as grooming someone that you love in your own backyard and then selling them. So without getting into the details of my sister, I will tell you it was life-changing. For me to not be able to carry an anger and an unforgiveness, not that I didn't want justice, but an unforgiveness that would destroy me.
Mhm.
It meant that I had to do something. Again, those words echoed from my mom, do something to help other people. So I chose to be able to start a ministry and organization that would reach out to my community and to help to rescue victims of human trafficking.
I think it's beautiful. I think it's beautiful that you took what could, for most people, be life ending, and you turned it into the beginning of something different and new. And that is what we talk about here in the classroom, why you're here, because there's a lot of times that we ourselves, we don't know what to do. But when we unite with other people, with other souls that are passionate, just as passionate as we are, it's amazing how the collective whole can create and make a difference in one person's life or even more, because it's a ripple effect. So
Yes.
talk to us about, or share about Life Recaptured, so that we understand what Life Recaptured is doing before we start talking about the details of it.
Okay. Well, let me tell you how I first started because that's very important for people to hear.
Okay.
I was passionate. I wanted to do something right away because I had made that decision. But New York Project Rescue, who's one of the largest organizations internationally, was called us out, my husband and I, and my pastor and his wife, to a conference they were having on human trafficking. And in that conference, I realized it was much more detailed than I had thought. I believed I could just go out and open a safe house and be able to work out my passion of rescuing people. But during that conference, when I realized how organized this network of human trafficking is, I realized it was huger and than anything I had seen. And at the end of that conference, the question was asked, how many of you have had training? Only 2 people out of about 100 could raise their hands. Then they asked the question, how many of you are connected with your law enforcement in the community? Again, very few. And the words were left with us. Please don't go home and think that you can just start a safe house, because you will damage these girls. You will not help them. Please go get training and connect with law enforcement. So I did that. I quit my job and I went and I had training for 4.5 years. I connected with Sheriff Ivy and I began to submit myself to leadership, to learn how things work. And I can tell you, Lily, I had no idea that human trafficking involves so much learning, so many things we would never think of. It's not ordinary. It's not just something people can say, I'm going to stop this because I have a passion. You can't just do
No,
that.
no.
It's beyond our thinking. So that's how the first steps I took.
Well, it's wonderful that you did recognize that you were within that realm that needed to prepare to that, in order for you to help, you had to learn what you didn't know you didn't know. And as a life coach, and you and I have had this conversation, I've never been trafficked, but I have experienced life as a woman. And so there's a totally different, or maybe a disconnect, that we need to learn to bring these two stories together,
Yes.
And this is where you're so helpful when it comes to understanding what needs to be done when it comes to helping someone that has been trafficked. So that being said, I know that you have a home, And
Mm.
in order for even I to go to this home, I need to be fingerprint. I need to go through a lot of different things. So share a little bit about that, because there might be people who want to volunteer and they live in Brevard County and they want to come and help. So what is needed in order to even just visit the community?
Well, thank you for the opportunity for us to come, first of all, and be with you and speak about this. Thank you so
My
very
pleasure.
much.
My pleasure.
And you are absolutely right in that I hope someone listening will understand that we need them. We desperately need our community to come together. And I think the first thing is that they need to be trained, just like I was. It doesn't mean you have to be trained on the level I was, because maybe you're not thinking of opening a safe house, but you would like to be a part of rescuing these girls for their freedom. So, what I would say to you is we have a training that happens once a month, and you can actually go on liferecaptured.org and you can come in and understand what we're going to be doing. There's no charge. I'm just trying to go to the community and go, look, we're opening our doors. Come and learn a little bit about human trafficking.
Yeah.
And then you might say, I can volunteer. The Safe House wants people that has a heart for these girls, not someone who's going to come in with their own problems, not someone who's going to say, this is a badge I can put on, because I can tell you right now, this is the hardest thing I have ever done.
Mhm.
You are working with girls that have been through so much in life that everything has to be unlayered. And we're not the capable ones to do that. We have psychologists, we have counselors, we have people that bring in their artwork that actually helps the girls to open up more with the art. So there's many different levels, but you do have to sign an NDA form. You also have to be fingerprinted, as you say, and you have to have some training. And a lot of ours that are helping us are volunteers. And you also have to, we have 2 CIA agents, and you have to go through them. They will role play just to see if you're capable of handling the atmosphere of what we're doing.
When I hear everything that you have put together, it's short of a miracle, but at the same time, miracles do not happen unless we become aware, unless we look at what is being done. We don't look at it as a miracle. We look at it as, oh, so it's easy, or it just, we deserve it, or whatever. But you've gone out of your way to make sure that even your volunteers are trained. So when is this course that it's once a month? When are you doing your next one?
It's once a month, but we have to, it's different times. That's why you have to go on the computer, because of the locations that we use and because of our speakers. We would love to have it a consistent date, but we're not able to have that right now, like I said, because of the speakers. But if you go on, you can tell when those times are.
Okay.
And we have hors d'oeuvres, and we have about an hour of training, and then questions and answers. And we've picked up a lot of advocates from that. And we also have had people that understand that we need donations. So it's been wonderful to meet these people in the community. They want to help. They want to understand. And they also want to say, how do we look for the signs? And so when they come to this training, we take time to show them what signs to look for. We actually have a PowerPoint that and explain, our educator explains all the statistics, all the percentages of what's happening as best we know, because not everything is recorded. Many trafficking survivors, you will never even know. They're just out there against their will, held against their will.
And it is so unfortunate. It is beyond comprehension. As a matter of fact, when the movie Sound of Freedom came out, I still have not seen it, and I'm not ashamed to admit it, but because I think there's no place for shame in this world. But
Yeah.
I am aware that my body isn't ready to see it. But everybody that I've seen it, that has seen it, has said it's been a wonderful movie. And but it's not just a movie, it's a real life story. So
Yeah.
have you seen the movie?
I live the movie, so I haven't been to see the
So
movie.
you see what I mean? It's just like, it's just so much. But everybody that tells me that it is very tastefully done, very easy to see, although it is painful, because you know what's happening, especially to children. So when it comes to Life Recaptured, which is the home that you've created for these beautiful, very fragile women, um, do you turn anybody away? Is there a certain age that you cannot take in?
We cannot take in anyone under 18, and that's because it's government controlled.
Okay.
Anyone under 18 has to come under the government. Now, we hope at some point that they will work with us and there will be a new law where we can open houses for those young girls. They either go back into the system, into foster homes,
Mm.
and for me, that is they're being raped all over again. I'm not saying all foster people are bad. There's some
No.
wonderful ones out there, honestly, and I'm thankful for them. But I also know that there are those who have gone through that and been trafficked because we have them in our home. So there's bad in all areas,
Mhm.
but there's also good. And what one thing that I say about the Sound of Freedom is that our phones have been ringing off the hook.
Mhm.
But Lily, this is the thing that concerns me. They see it and they get emotional and they call us because their hearts are moved and they want to see what they can do. And so when they call us, I go, that's wonderful that you saw that movie. I know it was hard. I know it opened up some strings to your heart. And you're calling me, why? And they said, we want to know more about it. And I said, well, are you willing to come in and have the training and be a part of this in some way? And they'll go, oh, let me get back with you.
Mm.
So for us, I say to the people who have watched it and you're emotional, don't just stop at the emotions. Please, we need you. It could be your sister. It could be your niece or your nephew. It can happen in your own backyard. I know you think it can't because you watch the movies and you go, oh, that's so bad. But it's happening here every 30 seconds around the world. We can't keep up with it. We can't do it by ourselves. But I always feel like if I just save one, that one will inspire me. And you've met her, Lily.
Mhm.
You know, Brooke
Yes.
inspires me every day to get more girls. And to see how her life has changed is worth it all.
Yeah, Brooke was with us the last time Brandy had joined us, and she shared her story. And it is amazing because I've met Brooke, and she, I coach people day in and day out. I coach a lot of people and I do a lot of research, but I wonder, when somebody's heart has been fractured in the way that these women have been fractured, it really takes a lot of glue to put things together. What are some of the needs that you have at Life Recaptured to kind of glue these pieces together to help? Because I believe that no one, when people say I have my soul is broken, or that I'm broken. I don't believe that anybody is broken. I really do believe that the soul is always whole. But it's finding the people to come together to make that whole, everything come together, as this is the story that created you to be who you are today. But when you're going through that and when you've experienced it, it may be different to take it from someone who hasn't, to understand or learn from someone who hasn't gone through it. So
Yes.
you have gone through abuse. You've never been trafficked, but your sister was trafficked. So
Yes.
what are some of the components that are necessary in order for someone to realize they're not broken, they're whole? We just need to put those pieces together.
Well, the first thing is when they come in, we assess them because they mostly have to be detoxed. They're all drugged. Every one of them has come in, and it makes it easier for the trafficker to hold them. They feel like they're in bondage. And then after a while, they just feel like they have the need for the drugs to carry on. That's the way they survived, by being turned off from their feelings and keeping them drugged. So we bring them in, we detox. We also have doctors on our staff that are retired, and we also have doctors in hospitals that help us when the girls come in to assess where they're at physically. A lot of them are on medications that they should have never been on. We try to get them off as much medication as we can by using natural things that help them, like the oils. Some cannot use them, but different things that help them to sleep again. Most of them have not even slept. I mean, and I know that people find this hard to believe, but they can service them up to 30 clients a day. Now, think of that. If your body has been through that, your mind, your spirit, and soul has been through that, you're a very tired being and you're very sick because your body is never meant to be like that.
Yeah.
We need more doctors. We actually need more people with the arts that can come in. We need people that can teach resumes, how to write resumes. We need another group that would work with us on substance abuse. We would have them going out, but that was too dangerous because sometimes in those groups, someone target them. And then we have a whole problem. It targets the whole house when someone's been triggered. So now we need a team of ladies that would come in that know how the substance abuse helps. They've probably been through the program. And of course, we would have to check them out, but we need them. We also need people that will come in and help with cooking. Most of them do not know how to cook. So these people that know how to grow plants, cook, we need more counselors. We need those who could help us more with the groceries. Those are people that can help these girls. When you come in and you work with them on dress, you work with them with resumes, we need someone that's a financial person too. But you have to go through Life Recaptured. You have to go through 3 of us. We interview you. We all will tell our feelings. And if 2 and agree on it and 1 doesn't, we'll still bring them in. That's a check for us to make sure that we're not bringing in someone that's going to be a waste of time. Because Lily, I'm telling you, I have never in my life worked with anything that's so hard. You can get a girl that you might have there for 6 months that is doing wonderful. And you think she's going to graduate within the next 2 months, and something triggers her and she's gone. And all that you've done over that period of time, a year or 2 years or 3 years or 6 months, it's gone. Now we feel that we've planted a seed. We feel that she will get better, but it's a known fact that usually takes them 6 to 7 times going through treatment before that they're able to leave the trafficking world. They're runners. They're high runners. They run as fast as they can get out that door. And that's if a trigger point hits. When that happens, it triggers the other girls in the house. And they start to feel like they want to run. So this is something that takes a lot of patience, a lot of love, a lot of training, and you can't get offended and you can't feel like a failure because it's a revolving door. They're going to come in and some are going to go and some are going to stay and integrate back into society. And you're going to be so happy for them. We're not quitting. We're fighters.
I love that. I love that. I think that the reality of helping someone who has been trafficked, it's just hitting, like it's like, how can you go 8 months and then go back and then affect everybody that's in there? It's like a rotten apple type of thing where the rotten apple just spreads and all the apples get sick as well. So with that in mind, I mean, how many women does your home hold?
We can hold 7.
And how many do you have now?
We don't go into our numbers that we have now because we work with some girls might have a meltdown and leave. But we don't tell that to the public because that's just something we deal with. They may come back again. But I can tell you that we're not able to take any more people right now. We're at the place we need to be at our home and we're getting ready. We just got zoning for our new piece of property. And hopefully we're going to start clearing it and start building our 2nd, our 3rd, and our 4th house.
Wow, that is wonderful. So I'm sure you have a lot of generous donors, but there's probably other needs that you have. You had mentioned that you need a counselors, that you need someone to come in and teach the girls how to grow their own food and how to cook and finances. What else do you need? And I'm sure you need donations.
We do need donations, but we've opened a cafe, so we need some people to volunteer in our cafe, and we actually opened that for one of our survivors. That's her dream, is to have a cafe, and not that we had the money to go out and do it, but our a church was my church was very sweet and said you can have this cafe and commercial kitchen, and we were so happy because now we have an advocate that is a manager, and we're able to bring in our survivors as they're able to work, and we pay them. But the rest of the cafe is run by volunteers, and they're so sweet, the ones that we have. The cafe is beautiful. We just had a ribbon cutting 2 weeks ago,
Oh,
and we're asking the community, would you come out, please, and help us with that? Because as you come out, not only do you eat, not only do you help to bring freedom, but you learn, you meet the girls, and we get to talk about human trafficking there. And we've had groups coming in now because they want to hear about it. So we're very excited about it. Our cafe is one thing that we're very happy about.
that is one thing that I want to do. I want to gather, I think it's like 16 women tops, is that
Uh-huh.
you can have 16 women
Well, now
or,
that's our tea party, Lily.
yeah, oh, the tea
That's at the
party.
boutique. We've actually opened a cafe.
Really?
We did. It's the sweetest
Where
little
is your cafe?
cafe.
I missed that.
It's right on US 1. It's 3757
Hmm.
North US 1. And you'll see our signs up there. And it's the survivor decorated it. You just, when you walk in, you'll probably cry. It's so beautiful.
Is it
And
open all the time?
yeah, it's been open now for 2.5 months. We just had our ribbon cutting two
Oh,
weeks ago. And we have women's groups coming out. We have firemen coming. And it's just the sweetest little cafe. It's only open Wednesday through Saturday from 8 to 2. And people are so excited about it. They love the food. They love seeing the girls. They love seeing the advocate who's a manager go and talk to them about what's happening.
so these girls, when you say seeing the girls, these are graduates of the program?
These are girls that are in their last phase, but they have to work, but we're protecting them because a lot of them, if they get out in the workplace and they're not feeling safe, they will run.
Mhm.
But if we have our advocate there and something happens, we can comfort them. We
Mhm.
can say, okay, today you don't have to finish. You can just go back to the safe house. And so we're there. We're still looking after them, but we're teaching them step by step how to work again, how to get back out into the real world, and we're still protecting them.
What is the name of the cafe?
It's called Life Recaptured Connection.
Oh, I love it. I missed it. I don't know if I didn't get any information on it, but I am so great. I'm so glad for you and
And
for the girls and everything that you, I'm telling you, you're doing it right. And from the moment that you started this, you exactly knew how to, you followed exactly what you needed to follow. And so that is wonderful and
thank
great
you.
news. But what you also have the boutique and you have the tea room. So share a little about the
Yes,
tea room.
the tea room's wonderful. Even though we were closed yesterday, we had someone that helps us with Life Recaptured, and she wanted to celebrate her birthday and asked that all gifts be given to Life Recaptured instead of gifts to her. So even though it was closed, we went and we had her birthday there. We have 3 different chefs, 4 now. We have 4 different chefs, and you can pick your menu. We had 16 women, and it was beautiful. And then what they did is they gave to Life Recaptured instead of giving to her birthday gifts. And yesterday was a very beautiful day for Life Recaptured. It's such a beautiful room.
It
We've
is.
got, it's larger now with all the chandeliers and the china. And then usually we have one of the survivors come out and give a little bit of their testimony. Plus, I always share with everyone what we're doing and try to keep them up to date.
You know, that is so beautiful. I am, that is something that I want to do for my 60th birthday. I already had my 60th birthday, but I celebrate till the end of the year. So I'm going to
Okay.
still do that because, and now that I know that there's other options as well with the cafe, what kind of food do they make?
Oh, their food is so good, and you can go online and see the menu. He will fix breakfast. Mike is our cook, and he has an assistant. He's wonderful. He's a veteran. He loves our cause, and he really works hard. You can have breakfast. You can have a turkey sandwich. You can have the bowls. You can have the fruit. You can have oh my goodness, there's just so many things.
Oh, I have to check it out. Yeah.
Our coffee, our espresso, all the stuff that's there is people have just been bragging on it. It's delicious.
Well,
So
I'm
all
gonna
I
have
can
to check it
say,
out. Yeah.
go check it out.
Yeah, absolutely. So if you're in Brevard County, and what, so 3757 North US, so is that closer to Cocoa, or is that closer to
It is,
Rockledge?
it's closer to Cocoa. Like if you were getting off of 528 coming from Courtney, where the boutique
Mm-hmm.
is,
Mm-hmm.
and you take a right, you go up a mile and a half, and it's on your left-hand side. There is a church beside it with all the windows, and
Mm-hmm.
then there's a little strip mall.
I'll
And
have to
you'll
check
see
it
our
out.
sign, and you'll see it outside. There are flags that are flying beside the road, right on US 1 when you get off of 528.
That is
A mile and a half.
amazing. Congratulations. And
Thank
so you
you.
have volunteers there as well
We
at
do.
Life Recaptured Connection. So you see, there's so many different ways that we can help. And
Yeah.
what I want all of you to know is that every single one of us, it's what the choir, the song, every God's creature has a place in the choir. Some sing high, some sing low, some sing higher, some sing out loud in the telephone wire, and some of them cut their paws, their hands, or everything they got now. I think that's how the song goes
Yeah.
off the top of my head. But all I'm saying is that every single one of us has a skill. We are the body. We are body. Some people are the hands, the feet, the mouth, the ears, the eyes. And so that's what I want all of you to consider, especially for those of you who live in Brevard County, which I know that there's a lot of us that live in Brevard County. We could all put in our little, our little thumbprint. So, we're going to talk a little bit more about other things that we can do. But for now, please go to whenyouneedafriend.com. For those of you who are registered, you have all of Brandy's information, all of Life Recaptured. All you have to do is click on it, and it takes you right to her website, right to the to the website. I am excited about learning about the cafe, the Connections Cafe, Life Recaptured Connections, and so we'll have a link for that there too, so that you can check it out. Those are so many different ways that we can be responsible, be the change. Like my bracelet, I've had this bracelet now for years. Be the change that you want to see in the world. So if you find yourself complaining about this or that, just make sure that you're being called to create something different and new about this or that, which is what Brandy did with Life Recaptured. So go to whenyouneedafriend.com. Please subscribe to the website, because things are being censored, and so we're trying to come together in one place. So whenyouneedafriend.com is where we come together. Please subscribe, like, and follow me on all social media. Check out my sponsors who are helping grow the classroom, but and support them the way that they are supporting us as well. We also have the Shop Now bag. I want to let you know that November 3rd and 4th, I am truly excited, because we have Dr. Bradley Nelson. We have a 2-day seminar, which is in Cape Canaveral, a 2-day seminar for the emotion code and body code, which is very rare. Usually you have to go to the emotion code, and then you have to go to the body code, but we're putting it all together. So one price takes care of both. And so I'm really excited about that. So go to the whenyouneedafriend.com, and you will see the pop-up with Dr. Bradley Nelson. Click on it and figure out different ways that you can create the income that you need to go to this, because we all have it. We just use it and put it in different places. So this is a way that you can tap into your subconscious mind to get rid of trauma, past trauma, or whatever current situation is causing you to be drawn to trauma. So go to whenyouneedafriend.com to learn more. Another thing that you can do is you can go to my Shop Now bag. In that Shop Now bag, I have Lilly approved products from head to toe that are healthy, natural, even get rid of pain without medication. So check it out, even build muscles too. So go check out all the different options that we have. And last but not least, you can become an enrolled student in the classroom. And whether it's $1 or $1,000 a month or a one-time donation, the classroom needs your help. As censorship increases, so do the prices and the costs of running the classroom. So whether it's $1 or, like I said, a penny, whatever you have to donate, all of it is met with gratitude, whether it's your time, your talent, your treasure. Just sharing this video is worth a lot to us. So please help us get to beyond the algorithms and get this information out. Today we have Brandy Crisafulli of the Life Recaptured. She's the founder, president of Life Recaptured, and she's doing great things for women who have been trafficked, sexually trafficked. And I am grateful that she is with us today. So Brandy, if you can share a little bit about what you're doing at Life Recaptured, that will be helpful. I know that you have an event coming up soon in September. What is going on?
Well, we have the American Muscle Car Museum, and that's going to be where our gala is this year. You know, you can't get in this museum unless you're a nonprofit. And we feel honored because there's people on the list that we should have been years away from getting in. And I believe that the doors were just open for us to come in. You can purchase a ticket online at liferecaptured.org. When you get that ticket, all your food and drink is included with that ticket. But more than that, we're going to have a lot of important people there that are going to be sharing about human trafficking. And also Bill Posey will be there too to speak, along with law enforcement, some of our survivors. And it's just a beautiful place. I don't know if you've seen it and have been in there before, but if you like cars, grab your husband or your boyfriend and get a ticket so you can come out and not only get him there to see the cars, but get him there to meet us and understand what human trafficking is. And if you, like I said, go on our website or either come in our boutique or our cafe, we're selling tickets.
And
that's
what day it is? What day is it?
September the 23rd.
23rd.
And that is 3500 Sarno Road in Melbourne.
Sarno Road.
All that is on the website.
Okay. And what time does it start?
I think it's 6:00. I think that I'm right about that, but check your website to make sure that I think it is.
Nice night
Yes.
out, a nice
Yes.
night out. What should people expect as far as you said the ticket includes dinner and drinks?
Yes.
Okay. And then of course a presentation is going to be there and people will have the option to donate to your cause.
Yes, absolutely. And get to, you know, talk to some important people that have been right in the middle of helping our community to stop human trafficking. That is a huge thing. I think that the reason we loved getting into the museum is because people have been trying to get in here to see all these cars. There's over 800 cars that are there. And so even ladies, if like me, I'm not really, you know, into cars a lot, but when I got in and saw all the beauty and just being there was exciting. So I'm even more excited now because we're going with a purpose and with a cause.
Very nice. Very nice. And is this a black tie event or
You know, really anybody can, as long as you're not wearing, you know, just shorts and everything, dress up, feel good. That's what, when I went, everybody was just dressed up and some were dressed like the different year that they wanted to have the car. And it was really cool seeing all the different kinds of dress that people were wearing, but you can't come in like in shorts and a t-shirt for sure.
It's a nice night out. So
It is.
Your Sunday best. Wear your Sunday best. Okay, there we go. So what else can you say? Have you seen a change in when you first started? How long has Life Recaptured been around?
Well, I started 4.5 years ago. I started training, but we have actually had the boutique open for 2 years and the safe house for a year and 2 months.
Wow.
And
You've
it
done a
really
lot.
has, yeah, there's been a lot. And there's one thing I want to share with the public. We got voted into Brevard County schools. We will be in every school in Brevard County. 69,000 children are going to get to hear about how to stop being groomed for human trafficking.
Wow.
This is huge. it's just like our curriculum is going to be in the curriculum of every school. And we will get to work with the parents, the lunchroom workers, the maintenance men, the administrative group, because we're going to say, if you see something, say something. And you watch each other to make sure that we're protecting our children. And you're talking about children, that's the playground for the traffickers. If they can get in the schools, I'm telling you right now, if they get into the schools, I'm talking to you that are listening to me, then they have our children, and our children are not for sale, but it's happening. And I'm wanting people to know this is the people I get in my house. Some of them were their parents selling them. Some of them were because they were already groomed in the schools by different people. So I'm asking you to please listen to my heart today. We cannot do this alone, but I can tell you this. We have slowed it down some. People are starting to hear that we care, that we're on top of it, that we're working with law enforcement, Homeland Security, our CIA agents, our community is starting to look and watch, and they're calling us, and we're all trying to protect each other. So thank you to this community about doing that.
That's wonderful. So as you go into the schools, you're the eyes, you're teaching them what to see, what to hear, and what to say.
Yes.
So how would you share with us how we can be also your ears, your eyes, your hands? What do we need to look for when it comes to a potential person that is trafficked? Because you can't go up to someone and ask them because they're going to
No.
deny it. But what can we do?
If you see someone that's malnourished, if you see someone that has a lot of scarring on them, then those are some of the signs of trafficking. If you see a lot of tattoos that might be on their neck, or if some girl shows you a tattoo, then when she pulls her lip down, that girl is probably being trafficked. The one thing that I want to tell people as I go along and tell you these signs is you're not there to rescue them. So please be careful. You need to make sure you go to our website and get our 800 number, please. And if you cannot get to anyone to respond at the 800 number, then I want you to call 321-652-3135. The 800 number sometimes is very busy, but go to the website and read what you're supposed to do when you call that 800 number. But what I want to share with you, there is one day a lady saw a girl that she thought was being trafficked, and she tried to interfere, and it caused her to get hurt. Don't let them see you taking a phone, taking down their tag number. Remember signs that you're seeing. Like if you see an adult with a young girl who's looking down, and if questions are being asked to her and they answer every question, it sounds rehearsed, that person is probably being trafficked. If a person is not going to school, they're not showing up for school, and they look like that they're very poor and they haven't eaten, that person is probably being trafficked. The most important thing to remember is watch their body language. Mothers, when you see something that's not right, a red flag will go up. And a lot of people will say to me, what if I say something that's not really happening? Well, what if you don't say something and it is happening? We're okay. We've had people come in that say, I don't know if this is true, but would you check it out? And it checks out. There's been some people have come in, it wasn't what they thought it was, but I was so thankful that it wasn't what they thought it was and that they had reported it. All of these girls and boys are being controlled and manipulated. And so when you see them, if you think someone doesn't have the freedom to look at you in the eyes, to be able to respond, usually that person has been taken and they're controlled. So again, either call the 800 number that's on our website, or go and to my website and you'll see another number that you can call that I just said. But I just don't want people thinking that all of a sudden we're all supposed to go out and grab these people ourselves. We don't even do that.
No.
That's why we have learned with law enforcement to submit ourselves and to work with former CIA agents who train us in what to do when these things happen.
Great advice. Great advice. The number on Life Recaptured that I'm looking at is 888-373-7888.
That is the
So
number.
that's 888-373 653-7888. And what I'm going to say is I'm going to try to put like a number. I'll put the link, the link and as well as the phone number in the description, but I'm going to see if we can put like a little banner
Thank
so
you.
that the number is there for you to see. The other number is 321-652-3135.
Yes.
That's the other number. So we will have these numbers for you. That way you can just either you can go to the description and just copy and paste it and get the information to Brandy, because, you know, again, each one of us has a purpose. And perhaps maybe your purpose today is to donate. Maybe your purpose today is to report somebody that you think might be trafficked. Maybe the purpose for you today is to attend, you know, to attend the gala, or on September 20, what was the date?
23rd,
23rd.
September
I got it right.
23rd.
Yeah, I got it right here. Just I've got so many notes I couldn't find
That's
it.
okay. It's okay.
September 23rd, which I would love to attend that. And you know, there's just so many different ways that you can do it. Maybe do a private party in the tea room and get people for your birthday to donate to Life Recaptures. There's so many different ways that you can be a part of this. Maybe you alone can't do it, but with them, with the community, we're an overwhelming majority, especially with God on our side. With God and the community, we are an overwhelming
Yes.
abundance. And so we have about maybe 10 minutes left in the class, or 8 minutes left in today's show, in today's class. What are some of the things that I know that there's a like a hand signal or something that if you see somebody doing this hand signal, is this real or not real?
It is real, but since the traffickers all know that, that is a very dangerous thing. Now we say don't do that. There are numbers in airports and in bus stations, and there are numbers that they can call on their cell phone. Some of them do have cell phones. Some of them can get somebody else to call that number, or sometimes they write a help sign. But those things, what I'm saying, seem to be something that makes the trafficker more aware. If that does happen and he sees that, he's going to take that girl or that young man and they're going to receive a beating. If you see someone like that, make notes mentally in your mind that you can tell the color of their pants, the color of their shirt, and don't let them see you looking up, but just try your best to get as much information as you can to call the authorities.
That's just it is a sad thing. And it's interesting that when we try to alert everybody, we're also alerting the abusers, the perpetrators, so is there anything that we have not covered that you would like to share with us about human trafficking or Life Recaptured?
I would like to tell people that it's important that these traffickers get prosecuted. And we do have some now. I think it's important for people to understand that we need to have more laws. We need to have things that are tougher on these traffickers. And I'm talking about parents too, that sell their children. We have 2 in our home that it was family members who sold them. One was a mom. And I believe that if we can get tough on human trafficking, we'll have less trafficking going on. So we're trying to work to get to Tallahassee to try to create some more laws for this. Another thing, Lily, that we really need and we're praying for is we need a van. The Catholic Charities gave us a van, but it's not what we need to go on the road with. When we need something that's in better condition, we need something that has tinted windows, because when we take these girls or we go rescue them, sometimes it's in a plane. We have a pilot who works with us, but a lot of times it's in a van where we take a psychologist and we take someone that is in law enforcement, that used to be in law enforcement, that's on our team, that helps to protect us. We need a van because we need more room. But you can't go rescue someone or take them there if you're not sure about your vehicle being able to make it. So if there's someone out there listening that could help us with a van, it also could help us get girls to school and different places where we take them to get more education and exercise. All those places are closed down at the area that we take them. so they're safe. So we need to take them from the van that's covered with things that people can't see to the areas that we're taking them.
How much does it cost per person, a day, a year, for you to support them?
It's a lot. And I know people don't believe this, but just the groceries alone costs us $80 a person a week. A week. They have to have special diets to be able to do it. And we've added up on our, and you can go to our website. I think we have it listed. But just to take care of the psychologists and the counselors, every 2 weeks on each girl, we pay out something like $1,300. And that's for medicine and psychologists and the school things we need. That comes out of our pocket. We do not get federal help. It's all of you that have been so kind to partner with us, and some of the hospitals, Parish Hospital, that will put money in an account for us to use. But otherwise, that comes out of our pockets. I'm not paid to do what I do. I get paid by seeing what happens to these girls. But when I quit my job, we're not able for me to have an income. So we need help, because for us to be able to keep paying our mortgage, just like you have a mortgage, you have a light bill, you have a water bill, you have a grocery bill, but you don't have the medicines that we have to have for these girls. It's a lot. And so I don't know, sometimes people think that just all happens for us. No, we have to take care of this. And we are in need right now, as we bring more girls in, to have more help, volunteer wise, and fundraisings and things that we need privately that I won't talk about over the air. Some of the things we need for the girls, you can call and ask us, and that would be a help to us.
Is there been, other than Brooke, who's graduated the program and is just absolutely beautiful inside and out, is there any other stories that you can share that just make you smile and make you grateful that you're doing this every day?
We have one girl that is about to graduate, and we will let the community know because we want to have a big celebration. She's actually going into deliverance, a deliverance ministry. And let me tell you why that's so important, because what she was subjected to was satanic, was a lot of satanic rituals. And people say to me, does that really happen? Meet my girls and you'll know what they're subjected to. But she is completely free. She is completely a happy young lady, getting ready to go back into a ministry that can help other girls that come into our facility and help them to be overcomers. When you meet her, she's at the cafe. When you meet her, you're going to just love her. She's beautiful. She's kind. She's well balanced. And everybody that meets her goes, oh my gosh, I can't even tell anything ever happened. That's because God has been her best friend, and Life Recaptured has stepped up to help her.
Oh, that's beautiful. Have other churches helped out as well?
Yes, this community is so sweet. We have churches that have helped us, and we listed on our website. Those of you, and you know who I'm talking about, you help us so much. It makes me cry happy tears, because there's no way we would have already had to close our doors, really, if it hadn't have been the churches that have helped us. And you've not only helped us with our money, but you've prayed for us. We need prayer all the time. We get tired. This is a 7-day-a-week ministry, 24 hours a day. And I kid you not, everything is an emergency. I was laughing because I got a call yesterday. It goes, this is an emergency. Everything we do is an emergency. But the outcome, to have the girls be able to integrate and live normal lives, we're with them for life. We're their family. We love on them. We're going to take care of them, but we need you guys also to help us as we're growing, because we are growing.
Yes, you are, and you will continue to grow. Congratulations on breaking ground with three other properties. And
Yeah.
that's wonderful. And it cannot be done without the generosity of the community. And if you think, oh, well, they sound like they're doing it all, but every day there's someone new. Every day there's a bill that needs to be paid. So you could possibly be that person. I always say, whether it's $1 or $1,000 a month, I need everything. But I'm sure that you have a need for donations as well. Is there like a program where you can give a certain amount a month, like $30, $50? What is it?
Yes.
So you have something like that as well?
We do. And you can go on our website and you can see what it does. It puts you in a category of whatever you're giving that will help us give you more information. You want to be more involved. And the girls love to write thank you cards, and they write them. They write them. And I think that's what touches people's heart the most is we're transparent. We're a ministry of integrity. We want people to know what we're doing. Look, if you're going to give, you deserve to get to know where your money is going and what we're doing with it. And we want you to be involved so you can see that. We need more men, Lily. We don't have enough men to help us with our property. We background check them, but men get scared sometimes because they think when we talk that we're saying every man traffics girls, and they get scared to come forward.
Sure.
So far, it's been more women that have trafficked the girls in our house than men.
Wow.
Isn't that something? And people would not even know that. So we need you. We need good, godly men, good moral men that want to help save these girls and boys from this awful epidemic that's going on.
Well, thank you so much for doing what you're being called to do. We're all being called to do something. And so if you're watching today or in the future, you're being called to. It's not an accident that you're watching today's class. And I pray that you will seek your own higher power to give and give generously. So thank you so much, Brandy, for being in the classroom today. And God bless everything that you're doing, and may it multiply 100 times fold. So I'm really excited about it. So remember, September 23rd is the gala. Please make plans for that, and check the phone numbers if you need to report or if you need to talk to somebody as well. And please remember, we'll be right here waiting for you worldwide at whenyouneedafriend.com. This is Lillian McDermott and Brandy Crisafulli wishing you love, peace, joy, and unexpected abundance. Make it the best day ever. Good job. I've got such great evers.
The opinions and advice expressed on the Lillian McDermott radio show are intended for the individual callers and guests on the program and are presented to our wider audience solely for general educational purposes. Please act responsibly and consult personally with your own medical, psychological, or nutritional expert before